Hello and welcome to our review of Veronica Mars. I'm Paul,
And I'm Dave.
and this week we're discussing the episode Gods of War. As with all episodes this season, it originally aired on July 19th, 2019. Alright, so the episode starts off with Veronica and Keith having their suspicions about Big Dick committing the first two bombings, which is the Sea Sprite and Perry Walsh, and Penn Epner, the pizza guy, being a copycat bomber who set off the last three bombs. Their theory is all based around a nail, which Penn and the murderheads thought was some shrapnel from the first bomb. Really, the nail came from a piece of art in the hotel that got ripped apart. They think that the second bomber assumed the nail was from the first bomb and then created bombs with these nails to imitate the initial bomber. The Mars approach the chief of police about it, and she agrees to put in an APB for Penn to find him. They raid his apartment and find printed materials about how to create bombs. Penn is nowhere to be seen and was last seen leaving with a packed bag, they assume, to his girlfriend's cabin. Big Dick offers Maddie Ross a car as a bribe in hopes that she will sell the Sea Sprite and stop looking for answers about who the bomber is. This offer makes Maddie even more sure that Big Dick is the bomber. Veronica and Keith track down Penn at a remote cabin when Dodie and Alonzo follow them there in hopes that they can kill the bomber and the Mars, knowing that they suspect them of the whole thing. Veronica and Keith tell Penn that the gig is up and he is caught. Then Dodie and Alonzo start shooting at them and they get into the house to try to protect themselves, but they almost run out of bullets because Keith forgot his ammo in the car. However,
Yeah.
Weavelanta's gang, hearing that Alonzo threatened Veronica, come to the rescue. They tell Alonzo and Dodie to back off. The Mars and Penn walk away alive. Penn gets arrested, and Keith and Veronica are awarded the $250,000 reward. Leo leaves to go back to Virginia since the case is now closed as Penn was caught. He says bye to Veronica and leaves on friendly terms. A new letter is sent by the bomber saying that there will be another bombing later that week at noon. The letter is written as a limerick. Everyone asks Penn if he knows where it is, but he maintains his innocence. Keith announces that he will retire from Mars investigations because he is losing his memory and almost got himself and Veronica killed because he forgot the extra bullets when they needed them in the shootout. Veronica is upset at this idea, but Keith tells her he has no choice. Logan surprises Veronica by coming home. She immediately asks if he still has the ring because she wants to accept his proposal, since she has had a moment of clarity from her near-death experience. In a surprise twist, none other than Penn calls Veronica and Keith asking to hire them. He claims he is not the bomber and that he wants them to prove his innocence. Hesitantly, they agree, having doubts that maybe they were wrong in accusing Penn after all. They start to look into it. Big Dick and Clyde have some differences, since Clyde was promised a beachfront property for his help in the bombing, and Big Dick says it escaped his mind and he sold it to someone else. Clyde is upset and realizing, after Keith gave him a heads up, that if Big Dick is arrested in connection with the first bombing, that he will give up Clyde and he will go back to jail. Clyde decides to approach the Mexican cartel to offer them a gift. The gift is a recording of Big Dick admitting his involvement in the bombing. Alonzo and Dodie are happy to finally have the bomber they've been looking for. Clyde is happy because he knows that they're going to kill him and his connection to the bombing will be eliminated. Alrighty, so that is what happened in this episode. What did you think, Mr. David?
It was definitely interesting, like with ideas and with how things were kind of panning along, especially kind of with your comments from the last couple of episodes and other things from there. It's kind of sitting fairly true that Penn seems to be the bomber, though it's still kind of up in the air from his perspective of things, and there's not quite enough to kind of pin it directly on him as of yet.
Sure, and you also made a good point, though, in the previous episode, where, like, how did he know how to build some of this stuff? Because we haven't seen him be, like, super handy or anything.
With any sort of thing from there.
Yeah, so it's a little, yeah. We do get some more time with Maddie Ross as Big Dick offers her that car, and then there's an offer in the glove compartment, although we never see what it is. And I just like her as a character. I think she's a fun little addition to the show.
Indeed.
She is very much Veronica when Veronica was like 16, and I love how much it annoys Veronica.
Yeah, just kind of the case of, God, this is what I was like. And just, yeah. Uh, I
Yes.
think just the other thing with this one of Weevil's involvement with particular things and whatnot with that, but still the case of him finding out about the shooters going after Veronica and whatnot, and him coming to actually help. Just the case of, yay, Weevil, not total badass badass moment. It's just yay with the particular moment when all the shooting and whatnot happened when that started up.
Yeah, like, Weevil's a criminal, but, like, he also. Like, he commits crimes, but he normally doesn't really commit violent crimes unless somebody screws him over first. Like, he's not. He's not like a psychopath who just kills people to get money. He only hurts people if they screw with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, next week, we will be discussing the final episode of Season 4, Years, Continents, Bloodshed. Okay. Veronica and Keith follow a new lead and discover another victim. Maddie follows her own instincts, landing herself dangerously close to a killer. And not everybody comes out alive.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Veronica Mars, so you can't expect a happy ending. And yeah. So,
I think it's mostly just a case of, is it gonna be to certain respects of the sad but had to kind of happen for the story, or kind of cases of this possibly destroyed the internet when it supposedly happened.
there are some very unhappy people. But we will discuss that next week. So until then, I'm Paul.
And I'm Dave.